Here's how content can make you more than 8 figures. So what that means is more than $10 million a year. When you think about all the content creators out there today, let's just look at MrBeast or let's look at Logan Paul. Logan Paul is actually a good example with Prime because he's done over $250 million in sales and it's continuing to grow globally. It's the official drink of the UFC. It's part of FC Barcelona, for example, or Arsenal. And the reason why Prime works so well is because you have two influencers that are pushing it. You have Logan Paul and you have KSI. And what they're doing is they're trying to really capture the maximum value, the maximum margin from their audiences that know, like, and trust them by selling products. And that makes a lot of sense. When you think about it, if you're trying to build an 8-figure business, all you really need at the end of the day is you need 10,000 people paying you $83 a month, okay? Or let's say you could have 1,000 people that are paying you $833 a month, and then you can have 100 people that are paying you $8,333 a month, right? And you multiply that over 12 months, that basically gets you an 8-figure business. By the way, not many businesses can even do $1 million a year, much less 8 figures. I believe it's 6% of the businesses out there that are doing 8 figures and beyond. And so you don't even necessarily need to build a very large audience. So let's say, for example, you have a podcast that maybe gets 10,000 downloads a month or whatever, but you're working with people that are in Wall Street, and these are financial people. They have to make money for their investors. Maybe you have 1,000 people that ultimately end up paying you $833 a month for a subscription that you have for data that you're revealing in your newsletter, as an example, as a creator, right? Or maybe you're selling some salary surveys, for example. Maybe you can sell that for $20,000, $30,000 a year, depending on whoever it is that you're selling to. And so when you map out the numbers that way, then the path to becoming an 8-figure business becomes a lot clearer and you can do it. And so the main businesses, the main monetization vehicles are ad agencies. Maybe you're an agency, okay, and you have 10 clients that are paying you $83,000 a month, or you're the best metal welder in the world and you have one client that's paying you basically $1 million a month, right? It's going to be $12 million a year, but that's 8 figures. And so my point of saying all this is like, okay, who's your target audience? What do they actually buy? What are they actually interested in? And then you can think about the monetization vehicle that you want to have. So creators, oftentimes they think about, oh, I'm just going to create more and more content, but they end up continuing to go on that hamster wheel and they don't get paid what they deserve to make because they haven't picked the right monetization vehicle. They don't think beyond just selling ads or selling other people's products, promoting other people's products, and basically giving up the equity that they've built with their brand. And what ends up happening is when you push other people's products, that doesn't necessarily make your audience happy. Versus you selling something to your audience that you've surveyed them and you've basically verified that this solves one of the challenges that they're facing, and the fact that you listen to them builds more brand affinity that way. And so when you look at MrBeast as an example, he has talked about how advertisers can't really afford to pay him what he's worth for his videos now because he's getting 200, 300, 400 million views. That's a lot of impressions. And so for him, okay, well, I'm just going to make my own product, and out comes Feastables. And he had Beast Burger. I believe he's doing over 9 figures now, and he's just going to keep building. I think he has over 400 million subscribers across all his channels. But in the very beginning, for both these people, MrBeast and Logan Paul, the monetization vehicle that they chose was just selling advertising in the beginning. And now they've come to realize that's not necessarily the best game. They're still going to create content because the content is kind of the unfair distribution advantage that they have. The point of saying all this is that your content can really take you to 8 figures and beyond if you're very intentional about the type of business that you want to create, and you continue to raise the bar when it comes to the quality of your content, and you continue to stay focused with whatever it is that you're talking about, and you stay focused with your business, and you compound it over decades, and without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to create something amazing at the end of the day. So look, if you enjoyed this video, you can watch this next one over here. This is with Anthony Pompliano's content framework on how he thinks about building his business and how he thinks about going viral. Check that out. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe to this pod. It helps us grow on the YouTube channel, so hit the subscribe button. We're gonna go hard and appreciate you giving us your attention, and we'll catch you later.